February is halfway through, and if your New Year's resolutions aren't going as planned, maybe it's time to shift your focus. Not just on what you want to achieve, but on the boundaries you need to set. Hello everyone, this is Antonis, and today we are going to talk about 6 boundaries that psychologists suggest putting yourself. While setting goals is important, protecting your mental and even physical well-being is just as crucial, especially as you get older and your responsibilities don't seem to end. This means getting clear on your needs and refusing to sideline them just because of external pressures. Now, setting boundaries isn't about controlling others. It's about listening to yourself, recognizing what you truly want and acting on it. And yes, prioritizing your real needs can be tough, even uncomfortable, especially when you have a family. But in the long run, the relationships you build will be stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling. Top psychotherapists recently shared with Time magazine the personal boundaries they set to protect their time, energy, and mental health. That's what actually gave me the inspiration for this video. I'll have its link down below if you want to dive in even more. Their insights might just inspire you to do the same. And trust me, setting these boundaries as I have over the years can be life-changing. Julian Taylor Shore, a therapist in Austin and author of Setting Boundaries That Stick, has a common problem. She works too much. She loves her job, but she also wants to spend more time with her young daughter. Sounds familiar? The solution? Setting clear boundaries, starting with a simple pause before agreeing to extra work. This can help you overcome your people-pleasing tendencies and begin to restore much-needed balance to your life. Intentionally pause before agreeing to anything that adds more work to your schedule, setting boundaries in advance. The truth is, I can't say yes to everything, otherwise I have no time. My hope is to feel more rested and have a better work-life balance, she admits. Terry Cole, a New York-based therapist and author of Boundary Boss, with boundaries in place, your confidence and self-esteem will leap upwards. You'll have a greater sense of control and you'll feel both physically and emotionally safe. According to her words, that's exactly what inspired Cole to set a new boundary. No internet before 11 a.m. Instead, she spends the mornings bouncing on her trampoline, walking her dog, sharing coffee with her husband, feeding her chickens, and meditating. As she said, nothing falls apart. We think it will be a disaster, but life keeps moving along just fine. If an internet-free morning isn't realistic for you, Cole suggests finding a time that works for you. It could be an hour of no tech in the evening, a full tech-free day over the weekend, or stopping text replies after 8 p.m. The key here is to think of these boundaries as acts of self-care. Once you do, you'll notice that carving out time for yourself isn't just a nice idea, it's a necessity. Alex Oliver Gantz, he's a psychotherapist in San Francisco, has had enough of doomscrolling, as he admits. Let's be honest, most of us would probably benefit from cutting back too. He's realized that constantly refreshing the news isn't just a bad habit, it's actively draining him. During the workday, it makes him less present for his clients and adds unnecessary stress. According to his words, there's this pressure to stay constantly informed, like it's my responsibility, but I need to redefine what a healthy limit looks like for me. His solution? Taking a step back and treating news consumption like it was in the pre-cable era, checking in just once or twice a day instead of being glued to updates 24/7. If you also feel trapped in the doom-scrolling cycle, try setting your own limits. Maybe that means checking headlines only in the morning and evening. Buy 2 to 5 reliable sources of information that can offer you a multifaceted picture of reality. Or, if even that feels like too much, subscribing to a weekly news digest instead. By making this shift, you'll feel more focused, less anxious, and maybe even a little more optimistic. For Kathleen Smith, a therapist and author in Washington, D.C., much of life happens through a screen. She spends her workdays meeting clients online. Even after hours, she's back on Zoom, attending meetings for various organizations and catching up with long-distance friends and family. At some point, she had to stop and ask herself, how much of my life do I really want to spend in the virtual world? Smith, author of True to You, has since become more intentional about her screen time. I'm making a conscious effort to limit how much of my week I spend on Zoom, she says. If it sounds familiar, consider setting similar boundaries. Say no to unnecessary virtual meetings, or let organizers know you can't commit to constant screen time. That way, they can decide if your participation still works on different terms. As Smith puts it, people get to choose. Do they still want you involved if you're not available for hours of Zoom calls? She also encourages seeking out real-world interactions whenever possible. Those little side conversations that happen in person and we used to have before technology took over. They're actually great for your mental health and can make your year feel a lot brighter. Psychotherapist Lauren Farina believes that over-apologizing, especially for things that aren't our fault, can undermine our confidence and put us in a submissive position. That's why she set a new boundary for yourself, apologizing only when she truly means it. If you find yourself constantly saying sorry out of habit, try her approach. Instead of automatically apologizing, pause for a moment and think before responding. This small shift can help you communicate more intentionally and with greater self-assurance. Another strategy Farina recommends is swapping apologies for gratitude. Rather than saying sorry to bother you, try thank you for your time. It's a subtle but powerful shift, one that replaces unnecessary guilt with appreciation and respect. Sarah Rafik Bodus isn't looking for a fight with the energy vampires in her life. That's how she refers them, and they are the ones who drain her emotionally, mentally, and even physically. Negative people. But she's making sure they don't take more than she's willing to give. As a therapist in Pasadena, California, Bodus has identified the people who leave her feeling exhausted. Those who are constantly negative, overly needy, thrive on drama, or unload their emotions without reciprocating. They take and take, but rarely give back, she says. Sounds familiar? If you have energy vampires in your life too, consider setting limits. Ask yourself, how much time can I realistically handle around them? 2 hours, 10 minutes, whatever the number, stick to it. Bodus suggests setting clear, polite boundaries. For example, I only have 5 minutes to chat before my next meeting, or I drop by for an hour, but then I have another commitment. Over time, she predicts, these interactions will feel less draining, because you are no longer allowing them to take more than you are willing to give. I have mentioned this one in one of my previous videos. Personally, given the current stance of my life, I simply stop interacting with these kinds of people. Can't say I'm polite anymore on this matter, but it works better for me and maybe it will for you as well. Setting boundaries isn't just about shutting people out. It's about protecting your time, energy, and well-being, so you can show up as your best self. Whether it's limiting screen time, reducing over-apologizing, or managing energy-draining relationships, these small but powerful changes can transform your daily life. I know it's not easy, especially if you have family, business, and social obligations. But trust me when I say this, the older you get and the more life progresses, the harder it becomes to cope, especially if the people around you don't respect your need for personal space. That's why setting these boundaries now is very important. So, which boundary are you going to set first? Drop a comment below and I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!